Hi Jobbies. Welcome to part 5 of our lessons in trigonometry. So in this one, we're going to look at finding the exact values. So we'll basically just do a few practice questions, and then we'll now move on to trigonometric identities. So trig identities, I wanted to make this as a single lesson, but I've just decided that it will just be this one, part 5, and then part 6 will be a separate one, which will just be about trig identities. Okay, so we can get started with this lesson. So we'll answer a set of tutorial sheet questions, and then we'll be done. Okay, so trigonometry part 5. So we're going to have a look at these many questions. I almost said few, but there are a lot. Okay, so this is just a recap, and just a general recap, and then we'll proceed. So we start with the baby questions. They're saying find the exact values of these. Are we going to answer all of them? We'll see. So starting with the most basic one, sine 225. So this sine 225, we're going to record the triangle. The quadrant. Okay, so there, and then where do we find 225? So it's simply, so this is 180, it will be somewhere here. So the whole lot of this, from here to there, that's 225 approximately. So you just have to know that up to this point it's 270. Okay, so we want to find sine 225. So when we're finding angles greater than 90, we have to find the reference angle, which I was calling the helping angle. So this angle, it's called the reference angle. We said it's the angle between the x-axis and what we can call the resultant vector. So what is this angle? So that angle, it is we'll have to calculate. We'll say it's, so since this is 225, the whole lot of this, so when we say 225 minus 180, that would be the value at that point. So it means our helping angle, it's so what do you get when you say 225 minus 180? So it's 45. So meaning this angle is equal to 45. Okay, so this means that when we have sine 225, it will be equal to sine 45. Okay, we're together. So this was 225, and then the reference angle is 45. Okay, and then we'll have to remember the signs. What is the sign of sine? So like in here, all the signs are positive, and then in the second quadrant, only sine is positive, meaning in these two, sine will be negative. So this is negative sine 45. So in this quadrant, in the third quadrant, sine is negative. Okay, and then from here we get to evaluate. So what is sine 45? It's square root of 2 over 2. So you remember the hand rule, the things below 45, that 2 root 2 over 2. Okay, so that was the baby stuff. And then from here now, we're going to do cos 150. So what do you get? Just a moment. Okay, so let's do cos 150. So we'll use the same triangle. So 150 will be somewhere there. Yeah, so it will be after 90, 150 will be somewhere here. So the helping angle, we know it is this angle between the resultant vector and the x-axis. Yeah, we're calling it a resultant vector, or yeah. So the helping angle here, we're going to say it's 180 minus 150. Yeah, so that we get that angle there. So 180 minus 150, we know it's 30. So this means that here we have cos 150. So cos 150 is the same as cos 30. Yeah, cos 150 is the same as cos 30, but we have to look at the sign. What is the sign of cos in the second quadrant? So the sign of cos is negative. Okay, so in this lesson, we'll just be discussing as pros. We're now professionals, we know the signs in each of these. Okay, so cos negative cos 30. So this will be equal to, we're going to have negative. So what is cos 30? So if you remember the hand rule, we had 90, 60, 45, and 30. So for cos, we count the things on top of this angle of interest. So above 30 we have 3. So we say root 3 over 2. Yeah. So negative root 3 over 2, that is cos 30. So I've answered that. So these are common MCQ questions, multiple choice questions. Okay, so we're proceeding to tan 330. So this one here, 330, it will be 90, 180, 270. So meaning it will reach 300 all the way up to 330, somewhere there. Okay, so this will be somewhere here. So this is so this is 300 or 330 approximately. So our helping angle, or the reference angle, is this angle between the x-axis and this resultant. So how do we calculate it? We simply say 360 minus 330. So when we say 360 minus this 330, what are we getting? We are going to have 30. So meaning when you have tan 330, it will be equal to tan 30. Yeah, so this will be equal to tan 30. And then you just have to consider the angle. So this is the third quadrant. So in the third quadrant, only cos is positive. The rest are negative. So meaning tan will be negative. So negative tan 330. So we have to evaluate this negative tan 330. So how do you find tan? It will simply be, we're going to write negative. So this will be, we'll say, so tan 330 is just the same as, so you know tan is simply sine theta over cos theta. So tan 30 is equal to sine 30 over cos 30. Okay, so our job here would just to have to calculate what is tan 30, and then also have to calculate what is cos 30. Okay, so that sounds to be a lot. So we say this will be equal to negative. So what is sin 30? So sin 30, you have to remember your hand, the hand rule. I think we spent a lot of time talking about this. So sin 30, you should be able to tell it's 1 over 2. Yeah, so you have to calculate or you count. So sin 30 is 1 over 2. Divide by what is cos 30. So we have this 90, 60, half of 90 is 45, half of 60 is 30, and 0. So for cos 30, we're looking at this. So for sine, we counted the numbers below 30, it is 1. So for cos, how many numbers are above 30? It's 3. So cos 30, it is root 3 over 2. Okay. So and then from there we can say the negative, it will just be following like a last born. So 1 over 2 times, when we change to times, even the positions change. This would be 2 over root 3. So the 2 goes on top, blah blah blah. Okay, so at this point, what do? We just say we're going to have negative. So 1 times 2, it's 2 over 2 root 3. 2 times root 3. And then we can cancel the 2's, this and that. So this would be negative 1 over root 3. Okay, so I hope we're together. Yeah, so always remember, where you're not clear, screenshot, you let me know. Alright, so we go to the next question. Let's do sec 420. So for this one, we have 420. So one thing which should come to your mind is that when you have an angle which is greater than 360, then we have to subtract 360 from that number. So for 420, how it looks like this: 90, 180, 270, 360, and then we continue going. We add, so this will be like 360 plus 90. You are going in circles. So when we subtract by 360, so like we have 420. So when we subtract by 360, it means we're reducing the circle. Yeah, so that is just the general thing. So like we have sec 420, we have to subtract 360. So we say what is 420 minus 360. So what are we getting when we subtract? So you do your math, you are going to get 60. So this means that when you have sec 420, it is basically the same as sec 60. Yeah, it just made another revolution. So sec 420 is the same as sec 60. So where do we find 60? So 60 degrees, we find it there, 60. So we have to evaluate sec 60. So how do we find sec 60? We're going to say what trigonometric ratio goes with sec. Yeah, so I gave you like a help in observation. Sec ends with C, cos starts with C. So they are related to each other. Okay. So at this point, we're going to say This will be 1, so sec theta, it is equal to 1 over cos theta. So meaning sec 60, it is just the same as 1 over cos 60. Yeah, so where there is this sec 60 we have replaced with 1 over cos. Yeah, so this was part 4 of our lessons. Okay, so our job will just be now to find cos 60. So we have 1 over, so what is cos 60? So cos 60, you should be able to tell when you draw your hand. So 30 and 0 there. So this is coming from the rule which we established, the hand rule. Yeah, it has 5 fingers. So cos 60 meaning we count the numbers on top of 60. So there's only one number above 60. So cos 60, it is 1 over 2. That is cos 60. So now immediately you're able to see like we have 1 over something. So we're going to separate. We'll say 1, the one which is coming from here, this one, and then the big blue line, we change it to division symbol. Yeah, so that we say 1 divided by 1 over 2. So what are we going to get? So this will be just 1 times 2 over 1, and we're going to end up with 2. So this means that sec 420, it is just 2. Yeah, so a question can come like, show that sec 420 is equal to 2. This is how you solve. Okay, so any questions, you either like comment, or if you are more comfortable, you ask me privately. Okay. So and then this was the first quadrant. So in the first quadrant, all the trig ratios are positive. So let's go to cosec. So we have cosec negative 135. So one thing about negative angles is that they go in clockwise. So how does a clock move? It moves like this. So negative angles move in clockwise direction. So when you have something like negative 180, it means, so positive 180 is like this. This is positive 180, but negative 180, starting from here, it comes there. You see, if we have negative 90, it means starting from here up to here. If we have negative 270, it's there. Like you are just working backwards. So let's do cosec negative 135. So what do we have? We have cosec. So remember, this was like an insult in the previous lesson. So cosec, it will deal with sine. Sine full sec is an insult. Okay, so I have cosec negative 135. So where is this negative 135? So it is somewhere here. So this is 135 because this is 90. So before we reach 180, 135 will be somewhere here. So if you have difficulty in identifying these angles, like how do you read? Yeah, you should check out the separate video on how to read angles. I hope it will help. So what is our helping angle here? So the helping angle, it is this one, always between the resultant and the x-axis. So since this is 135, we're simply going to say what is 180 minus 135. When you subtract, you are going to get 45. So meaning the helping angle is 45. So this means that cosec negative 135, it is basically the same as cosec 45. Yeah, and then we have to determine as well the sign. What is the sign of cosec here? So I think for this one I should use a blank page just to stress and explain this point. Okay, so the thing is, we have you remember what we discussed. We said in here all the signs, they are positive, and then in here only sign. So all students take chemistry. Yeah, this is what we said. So in here only sign is positive, in here only tan, in here only cos, and then in here all the trig ratios. So we're going to have an addition. So we have to remember also the other trig ratios. So like here sine, it is related to cosec. So meaning sine and cosec are positive in here. And then tan, it is related to cot. So meaning in here, if you have tan something or cot something, it is positive in here. And then for cos, it is related to sec. So meaning cos and sec, they are positive in the fourth quadrant. Clear? We get back. So I went back to that because I wanted to explain on the third quadrant now. We have to determine what is the sign of cosec. So cosec is positive just in here and there. In here, all of the 6 trig ratios are positive, and then in here, only sine and cosec are positive. So meaning in here, cosec is negative. So you write negative cosec 45. So there is no direct method we can deduce to find cosec 45. So we have to simplify it to something we're familiar with. So what are we familiar with? We're familiar with the relative for cosec. So we're going to have negative. So what is cosec relative to? Cosec, we said we can write it as 1 over sine. Yeah, if you remember your part 4 very well. So 1 over sine. So since we have 45, it's 1 over sine 45. Okay, so we have to work with sine 45. At least this one we can calculate. So we're going to have 1, negative 1 over, what is sine 45? So sine 45, it is when you follow the hand rule and any other method possible. Sine 45, it's root 2 over 2. Okay, and then as usual, you can see that we have here we have 2 fractions. So since we have 2 fractions, at least let's make one. Let's make one to be division symbol. Alright, so we're going to say this will be equal to, so write negative 1. So let us write negative 1, this one here, negative 1 divide by, that is the big dash. So negative 1 divide by root 2 over 2. Okay, so this will be negative 1 times 2 over root 2. And our final answer will be negative 2 over square root of 2. Yeah, I'll just multiply this and that. Alright, we proceed. So I hope we're moving together. So we go to the other one. Oh, we're now back to this sine 2 pi over 3. So remember there was a lesson that was part 3 where I told you to calculate this. I gave you homework that you should convert these are in radians. So I told you to convert them to degrees. I hope you did your work. And I was even threatening you that you'll regret. Yeah, so I was just lying, you don't regret. But I hope you converted, because I'm not spoon feeding here. So let's find sine 2 pi over 3. So this one, sine 2 pi over 3, it's equal to sine. So when you convert 2 pi over 3 to degrees, it's 120. Okay, so for the sake of maybe you are watching this video as you are preparing for your test or exam, let me not punish you. Yeah, so I'll convert this one for you, and then you should be able to remember all these. So this is just a form of revision. Remember, revision, they say practice makes perfect. So the more you revise, the more you never forget, no matter what. So pi is equal to 180. So what if we have 2 pi? So this is the conversion factor. So what if you have 2 pi? What is 2 pi over 3? It will be equal to x, because we don't know. So what we do is simply cross multiply now. So we can say 3 into 3, it's 1. And then 3 into 180, it is 60. So when we cross multiply, we say x times pi, it's x pi. So x pi will be equal to 2 pi times 60 there. We're going to have 120. We have 120 pi. You see there. And then from here we can just divide by pi. So divide by pi, divide by pi. So x is equal to 120. Yeah, so this was a quick recap. Yeah, so make sure you are revising on your own, and don't forget baby stuff. So sine 2 pi over 3, it is equal to sine 120. So we can find sine 120. Sine 120, it is somewhere there. Okay. So this is sine 120. So this is the angle 120. So meaning our helping angle, this helping angle here, it is, you simply say 180 minus 120. So what is 180 minus 120? It is 60. So we have, so sine 120, it is the same as writing sine 60. And then in the second quadrant, sine is positive. So this is positive. So what is sine 60? So sine 60, if you, when you count and do anything possible, it is root 3 over 2. Okay, we have answered this one. We proceed. So am I too fast? No, I speak very, very slow. That's my weakness even. Yeah, so you should be able to get these. So this is just a form of revision. And then what is tan 4 pi over 3? So we have tan 4 pi over 3. So why don't you convert these to degrees? So what is 4 pi over 3 into degrees? So you are going to get So this will be tan 240. That will be tan 240. So tan the angle 240, it is going to be found somewhere here after 180. And then our helping angle, it will be, so since this is 240, then the helping angle will simply be 240 minus 180, which will be 60. So this further means that tan 240, it is basically tan 60. And then we just consider the sign. What is the sign here? All students take. So tan is positive in here. So you can find tan 60. That will be your exercise. Find tan 60. We proceed. Okay. So we're almost done. So let's go to question H. What is cos that? What is cos negative 5 pi over 3? So those who converted, this will be cos. There's no space there. Okay, so this will be cos. So 5 pi over 3, negative 5 pi over 3, you are going to get negative 300. Alright, so I've converted to degrees. So this is negative 300. So negative 300, it means we're moving like this. So this is negative 180, negative 270, all the way up to here. So negative 300 can be something like this. And then the helping angle, it is here. So the helping angle is simply, what is 360 minus 300? You are going to get 60. So this means that sine 300, it is just the same as writing, oh sorry, I'm using sine. This is cos. So cos 300 is the same as cos 60. And then you can manage to, cos 60 is very easy. It's just 1 over 2. Yeah. So with practice, you should be able to tell. When you just see cos 60, when you practice a lot, you'll be able to tell. Okay, so I hope our solution isn't having mistakes. We proceed to the second last. We have moved. So what is cot 3 pi over 60? So we have cot 13 pi over 6. So for those who converted, even you convert right now, if you didn't do the exercise, convert 3 pi over 6 to degrees, you are going to get 390. I hope my head isn't deceiving me. So this is cot 390. So 390, it is when you start moving, 360 yakwana. So we'll continue going. It's now making another circle. So 390 is actually, so like this is 360, and then there it will be, it will continue making the circles. So I have to subtract 390 minus 360. So what do we get? We have 30. So remember not to use your calculator. Yeah. So this will be cot. So when you subtract here, you're going to get 30. So this will be cot 30. And then cot 30, there are two ways of finding cot 30. So one of the ways is whereby we're going to say cot 30, it is 1 over tan 30. So you simply find tan 30. Okay, so we can use this, or we can say, we have to remember that cot so we have to remember that cot theta, it is so like if you have cot 30, it is just the same as writing cos 30 over sin 30. Cot 30 sin 30. So you can use any of these. So I think this one is faster and easier. Oh no, they're just the same. So let's solve it faster and proceed. Okay, so we're going to solve using that. So cot theta is equal to cos over sine, and then tan, it is the one which is sine over cos. Okay, so we're going to say, what is cos 30? So cos 30, if we write these, so that is 60, this is the ugly 45, 30 and 0. So cos 30, so looking at this 30, so how many numbers are above 30? That's cos. So we have 3. So 3 over 2 divided by, what is sin 30? The numbers below 30 is just 1 over 2. Okay, so and then at this point we're going to have we'll say this will be root 3 over 2 times 2 over 1, and then these 2's, the 2 can cancel, so the final answer is root 3. So that is how you go about this question. Okay, so it was, we did a number of things, and then the last one now, sec negative 7 pi over 3. So you can see we're given the angles in radian measure, so it is faster to convert them to degree. You convert to degree and you find the exact value. So what is negative 7 pi over 6 into degrees? So negative 7 pi over 6. So when you convert nicely, you're going to have 210. So this is sec 210. So meaning we just want to find here simply, we're simply finding sec 210. Okay, so the dog's handwriting is very bad. So what is 210? 210, it is found, oh no, this is negative. So I almost read it like this. So this is negative. So meaning it's going like this, 90, 180, 210 will be somewhere, anywhere in the third quadrant, as long as it doesn't cross 270. So this is 210. So the helping angle or reference angle, it is this angle which is here. And that angle, we're going to say 210 minus 180. That is the helping angle, which is 30. So meaning sec negative 210, it is just equal to sec 30. Okay, it's sec 30. So from here, do you have questions like you want to ask where is the negative going? So the negative, we get rid of it immediately. We read from the opposite direction. It means we're following the negative. Yeah. So sec negative 210, when we read it like this, it's moving all the way like that. Yeah. So we're going to okay. Yeah, so at this point we will have to deal with sec 30. So how do you find the exact value of secant 30? Yeah, so this is just a short form. So sec 30, which is also secant 30, we're going to say it's 1 over, it's related to cos. So 1 over cos 30. I think from here it's even now so boring. You can pick it up from there. You say 1 divided by, what is cos 30? Cos 30, it is root 3 over 2. Yeah, and then you change this to multiplication, and then your answer will be 2 over root 30. Yeah, so this is the final answer. Yeah, so I wanted to practice with you these baby questions. Okay, so it was a nice lesson. Thank you for your attention. I hope you've gotten one or two things. While you are not clear, you let me know, and where was I? Okay, what I've even done. Okay, so see you in part 6. We now start the trigonometric identities. Okay, so until then, it's bye bye. Wait, I'll leave you with a smile. Yay! Bye bye. Study well.